The Orlando Magic fall to the New Orleans Pelicans 104-92, but we still had plenty of takeaways from the game, so let's get into it. So after a 4-day break, Magic Basketball is back once again. This one coming from our preseason home opener. And while unfortunately we don't take home the win, it was just great to, have basketball back in Orlando and back in the Amway Center. And with my own personal experience, I can say that even for a preseason game, the energy tonight was just great. I feel like we filled seats way more than a lot of other games that I've seen throughout this preseason. So shout out to the fans who showed up tonight and supported the team. And it just feels great to see the real Magic fans take over the arena again. And I will say, while technically today was a loss, it's more of a loss on the third string. And if you pay attention to the score while, the actual rotational players were out for both teams, it felt like we were pretty much able to lead the game the entire way. But I'm going to be honest, I will say that, if this was the regular season and if we performed like we did today, 9 out of 10 times we would probably lose the game. I don't mean to start off with the negativity, but I will say tonight was probably the sloppiest game we've seen from the team. I don't know if it's the fact that New Orleans might have, pushed it a little harder and we just weren't prepared for it, or if it was this, we were soaking into the home crowd. Most of my complaints come from the issues that we've seen in the past that we really were trying to push and focus and fix this year, and things that we know for a fact that Mosley is pushing to move away from. To be specific, I'm talking about the turnovers and the rebounding. I could point out a couple points from this game where we had to stop and we're given some pretty wide open rebound opportunities, and it was just like nobody would go for the ball. Distinctly, I can remember one play where I don't remember who the three players were, but it just felt like the ball came down and it was like the three of them just stared at each other. Like nobody knew who to go grab. And then, of course, a player on the Pelicans comes and takes it. And not only did they get it, but they ended up scoring off that possession that we just should have had the easy, rebound and go. It's just the little things like that I was hoping that we wouldn't see, this far into the preseason, and hopefully we don't see it all, come regular season. And then there was a turnovers, just a lot of sloppy turnovers. Zion ended up taking advantage of it, having 5 steals tonight. We gave up 22 fast break points. And I'm pretty sure half of Zion's points were just wide open fast break dunks that he got off the steal or his teammates. And then along with that, we just had some guys with, poor shooting performances. Now that's not so much of, things you could fix. Obviously, these guys are just going to have off nights, but it would just be preferably better, if 3 of the 5 starters didn't all have them at the same time. But if you want to flip it into a positive, it also shows how, deep and strong this team is and how we can stay in or even like tonight lead games with players having off nights, by using our defense to its advantage. Now it does help that, the spoiler alert play of the game is Franz Wagner. He comes in for the second straight game just looking like the best player on the floor, giving us in 19 minutes, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, along with a block and a steal. And once again, shooting just an insanely impressive 72% from the field and 50% from 3. And then once again, just another solid Jalen Suggs game. And with nothing crazy in the offensive department, giving us a solid 9 points on decent efficiency. Tonight for me, he just shined most on the defensive end and just showing his hustle. I mean, we know what Jalen does. This is a preseason game and this dude was hitting the floor so many times. He was actually, crashing the glass for rebounds. And then once again, he just shines defensively, giving us 2 steals on a block tonight. And the block was like on CJ McCollum, and he was like coming down and like swiped it on that back end. And so far, I can confidently say that I've really enjoyed what I've seen out of him in the starting unit. And then looking at the bench, we actually learned a lot today. For the first time this preseason, both Joe Ingles and Gary Harris were available to play. And with that, I feel like we now know the official bench rotation of this team, going into the regular season at least. But tonight we did see a bench unit of Cole Anthony, Gary Harris, Joe Ingles, Jonathan Isaac, and Mo Wagner, which unfortunately that does push Anthony Black out of the full 10-man rotation. And obviously this isn't official, we'll have to see, opening night. But if I had to put money on it, I will say that this is probably the rotation that Mosley's going to go with going into the regular season. And I'm going to be honest, I'm a fan of the lineup. It kind of allows them to use Jonathan Isaac to anchor the defense, which once again, only 10 minutes tonight, no second half play, but he did exactly that. He anchored the defense. In 10 minutes of play, giving us an impressive 3 blocks, but the impact does show because while he did have 0 points, he also led the team in plus minus. Now, one thing I will say that's cool, about being in the games, you get to see some things that you wouldn't be able to see on TV just because, the cameras might not be on it, or you're just more focused on the game itself. But today when I was watching after they subbed J.I. out, in a situation where moments ago he just previously airballed a 3, they subbed him out and you could see him walk over to Jamal Mosley, and you see on his face that he was physically frustrated, but you were able to see Jamal Mosley kind of reassure him and calm him down. It's just great to see Jamal, try to keep the players' heads up and just keep them motivated. You can see a lot of players, go over and he just talks to him. He puts his arm around him and will talk to him. And not only did I see it from Jamal Mosley, I even saw one point, I believe the fourth quarter, where Joe Ingles got up off the bench to, walk over to Chuma and kind of pull him to the side and tell him who knows what. But it's just so nice to see everyone, being able to vocalize their leadership to whoever needs it on the team. And it's so cool to physically be able to see the continuity that these guys have with each other. And you can even see it paying off on the court. Because one of the most impressive things that I've seen with this team so far this year is the ball movement. We have so many talented passers on this team, and it really shows off every game so far. I'm pretty sure the first 5 or 6 possessions of the game that we scored all came off an assist. And it's all positions taking part in it. Tonight, our 2 leading assist men was our starting point guard and our starting center. And in the previous game, it was our starting power forward in Paolo. And we all know with Franz and Jalen, even though they don't put up the big assist numbers, that they are both talented passers. And yeah, when we are locked in, I feel like our 2 biggest strengths on this team are our defense and our passing ability. And I'm sure if you realize if you can combine those 2 together, it can become very effective. And like we've seen, lead to some very easy points. And yeah, just to wrap it up, as for the third stringers tonight, I was really impressed with both Goga and Chuma Okeke. Unfortunately, both the rookies I felt like had probably their worst game tonight. But at this point right now, I'm really not too worried. They both had very limited minutes, especially AB, who took a hit from the previous 2 games. And then we saw the debut of Caleb Houston as well. He looked fine. It was his first preseason game. You could see he had to shut off a little bit of rust that not everyone else on the court had. And yeah, that pretty much does it for today. The energy was great tonight, and as a result of that, I am absolutely tired right now. The Magic wrap up their preseason on Friday versus the Flamengo. I have a feeling we probably don't see very much, if at all, of the starters on that game. So hopefully we're able to get a big sample size of our second unit / rookies, and just get one more good look at them before the official season starts and that rotation shrinks. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. I have to go edit this video and get it ready to be posted for tomorrow morning. But on that note, if you guys enjoyed the video, as always, feel free to like and subscribe. Comment down below how you feel about the team after the first 3 preseason games now, and how you're feeling going into the season opener versus the Rockets on the 25th. With that, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.